Aloha, my name is Brianna Ninomoto, and I'll be presenting my project that I did for Agriculture 230 class. The title is Containerized Garden. So some background information: containerized vegetable gardens are ideal for areas with small spaces such as apartments, condominiums, patios, as well as areas with poor soil conditions. It is good for year-round gardening, can be fun and relaxing, and I got this quote from a news article reporting a elderly community garden. They said it's also a good source of food on a fixed income. So for my project, I wanted to grow a garden without using a large amount of area. Specifically, this is for people who have limited outside resources, that it is still possible for them to grow your own garden. And this was done for elderly people and people who live in apartments because they don't have the access to the resources of having a garden and cannot be in the sun for long periods of time. So for my plot, I used 3 7-gallon buckets, 1 large pot, and 1 tray. I also integrated some practices of sustainability by hand weeding, using soapy water and or vegetable oil water insecticide spray, used it if necessary, and also intercropped carrots and radishes. So where I did my project was in Mountain View, Hawaii. The precipitation here ranges from 1,500 to 5,000 millimeters of precipitation. The average temperature is 19.41 degrees Celsius to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. My concern with my project was not getting enough sunlight. The layout is underneath an open garage so that the plants have access to natural lighting. For the bed types, I used 7-gallon pots and 1 tray. And the soil was a mixture of 50% cinder and 50% Miracle-Gro garden soil. So the plant choices that I did was Ohia, Metrosideos polymorpha, short and sweet carrots, Daucus carota, subspecies sativus, French dressing radishes, Ruffinius sativus, and I made a cutting from a tomato plant, Solanum lycopersicum. For my project, I also did a little experiment, and my hypothesis was that carrots and radishes will not grow better when sharing the same pot. For my methods, I grew carrots in one pot, radishes in another, and one that grew both carrots and radishes. I took observations every week. As a result of my little experiment, I realized that carrots and radishes prefer to grow in their own individual pots rather than sharing a pot. In conclusion, grow vegetables in their own pots, but also consider the depth of the pot prior to planting, especially root vegetables, such as carrots and radishes. And also, if the plants are planted too close together, harvesting can become an issue. So here are some pictures of my project. In week 0, I planted them. After 1 week, the radishes emerged. After 3 weeks, the carrots started to emerge. After 7 weeks, I saw mature leaves on the radishes. And after 8 weeks, both the radishes and the carrots had mature leaves. And last week, I was able to harvest some of the radishes. And here is my other plants. So here, the ohia seeds. I had some issues of grass being a weed for my ohia seeds, so I have to pull and weed them. And in the middle is my tomato plant. During week 4, I put it outside so it can get more natural rain and sun. And then on the right is my 2 plumeria trees. So some issues with a containerized garden is that preparation is key. This was my first attempt at doing a containerized garden, so I didn't think about too much of the amount of seeds and how far apart I put the seeds. But it is really important, or they can become overcrowded and hard to harvest. And also, the size of the pot used for the crop is important, because if it is like a root crop, then you need the depth of the pot to be able for the plant to grow. And also, harvesting may become an issue if the preparation isn't too good. Like I was saying, don't put the plants too close together. And also, since it's in a pot, it is possible that there can be a chance for poor drainage. And also that weather is unpredictable. During this semester, we experienced at least 3 weeks of good rain and not much sun, but luckily my plants are underneath the garage, so they weren't drowned out. But I mean, if you were to do this outside, then it's less likely, but the weather is always unpredictable. And that concludes my presentation. Mahalo.